Good evening, America, and welcome to Coyote News. I'm your host, Will O'Reilly, and you've entered the No-Fly Zone. This week, to nobody's surprise, the STAB Act passed through Congress unanimously. For those who live under a rock, the STAB Act, or Stop Suicide, Terminate All Bullying, is a new policy to combat said bullying. Any student that feels they have been victimized by any teacher or student may challenge their aggressor to a duel in a cage match to the death with only medieval weapons. I had the opportunity to interview this Congressman, Ken Hurt, that introduced the STAB Act to Congress. I think what he had to say was really interesting, and it's something you wouldn't want to miss. So, Ken, how did you come up with the idea for this bill?
Well, I used to be bullied in school, though. All the big kids used to mess with me and take my lunch money since I was a bigly small boy. I mean, you could have knocked me over with a feather. But one day, I stood up for myself, and then when them commie bullies came to take my lunch money, I pulled out my grandpa's lucky katana he got off a jab back in World War II. Now, I could guess the administration wasn't too happy with me then, because I got tried for first-degree murder. After my father paid the old judge and the charge got wiped off the books, I realized that something needs to change. The simple act of standing up for myself nearly cost me my career, and it could do the same to others.
1. Fascinating. How did your fellow congressmen react to your bill proposal?
Most of them were very receptive of it. We were very fortunate, as most of the dissenting congressmen had unfortunate accidents just before the vote. But I certainly know nothing about it, so you better not ask me. But after their deaths, I told my friend, nothing can hurt Mr. Hurt's bill.
Well.
And again, I swear, I had nothing to do with their murders. Deaths. Oops.
Interesting. So anyways, how well do you think your policy has done so far?
I think it has a fantastic effect on America's youth.
A great guy, a real servant to the people. Well, today our trusty reporter, Joe King, is going to be visiting a local school to interview some staff and students on the STAB Act. On to you, Joe.
Thanks, Will. Here we are at Vipers Branch High School, which leads the nation in the number of stab duels that take place every week. Here we have Dusty Turner, who has a record for not only the most duels participated in, but the most duels won. And he once was the most single-bullied child in America. But he told me that he's made the decision to act like a man since then. And he now has an all-time record in his high school for girlfriends. It sounds like you've changed a lot since your earlier years. How has the STAB Act changed your life?
Well, before, I used to get bullied a whole bunch, People would be like, "Hey, it's Dusty, that ugly redneck." And, that hurt my feelings. But before, I used to just throw hands right there, but then, I'd almost get killed. My mom, I get home, she whooped my butt, so that wasn't good. But now with the stab thing or whatever, I can just tell Mr. Bullis, my principal, that I'm a victim, and I fill out one of those forms, and then I can just fight whoever I don't like in front of everybody with knives and stuff. So, yeah, it's pretty cool.
Right. So how does your mother think about you having the highest number of duels in school?
Well, she kind of likes it. Before, she wasn't too happy because I had a little bit of a temper. But, yeah, she likes it. She has a reason to be proud of me now.
So why was she so disappointed?
Hey, what'd you say about my mama?
Sorry.
Give me one of those forms.
Wait, does yours be vital?
Hey!
Sorry about that, folks. Y'all know how kids are these days. Well, this has been a terrific segment of the No-Fly Zone, and this is Will O'Reilly signing off Coyote News. Have a 20 Tuesday, y'all.